I'm Jacqueline Jimenez. We've been talking about so many big stories, from a YouTube channel that's generating millions in federal contracting to the iCaba World Network. It is starting a new show called Millionaire Moves the Wealth Choice. We're going to take a look at it, and also how law enforcement officers are talking about mental health at the Unmasked Gala.
The Healing Arts Institute bringing the energy at the Unmasked Gala. Dozens of people coming together to end the stigma surrounding mental health. The unique way Healing Arts Institute does it is by removing financial stumbling blocks.
I can tell you what truly sold me on Healing Arts and what truly made me a proud board member is the fact that Healing Arts counselors and therapists provide free therapy to individuals that's uninsured or underinsured from ages 3 to 22. Give them a round of applause, y'all, because that's crazy.
I think there's great urgency behind receiving mental health services because a lot of times we think that mental health is not important. I work with cardiologists all the time who refer hundreds of clients to me because they come into the cardiologist or the ER because they think they're having a heart attack, when in actuality it's anxiety. So they rule out everything else and everything is okay, and then there's the anxiety that's there. So I just wanted to say that as an example of how mental health affects everything. You're thinking and talking about your brain. So if your brain goes, everything else goes with it.
This year, Dr. Thelma Tenney shedding light on the mental health issues surrounding our law enforcement by hearing from officers themselves.
So if you have over the course of your life 2 to 3 significant exposures to trauma, and then you have law enforcement with upward almost 200, if not over 200 exposures to significant trauma over the course of their career, what do you think is the result of that? I'll tell you. Higher levels of depression, higher levels of anxiety, alcoholism, and frankly, we can't keep a relationship if we wanted to. There's a correlation between what we're exposed to and our ability to be normal. You can't, what do they say? You can't dance with abnormality for so long and then think, the music stops and I can just go back to be normal. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't.
I want people to understand, specific for people in law enforcement, that we are not robots, that we have feelings, that this is not just a job, this is a career, this is lifelong, and we also can have some mental health concerns from seeing so much trauma on a day-to-day basis. And so providing these services really normalizes the fact that we need these services as well.
The stigma against mental health and mental illness is real. It is pervasive in our community. But those of us who work in the industry recognize that having hope for wellness and having access to mental health care is primary, and it is so important. We're here to provide the help for you. You just have to want it and need it and ask for it and be able to accept it when we offer.
Dr. Thelma Tenney created the Healing Arts Institute after her son Carter Bonus was diagnosed with autism. Not only did she seek out therapy for her son, but for herself. When she couldn't find a therapist who could address her issues, she decided to fill the gap.
I started Healing Arts in 2015 because I couldn't find services for myself, and I said, when I can't find something, I gotta create it. I know we need more culturally competent PhD therapists in the world. So we started our PhD program. And now we have some students who are in our PhD program. Cassie, if you can stand up. We have a couple more, they're not here.
Rappers Sequig and Sierra are not only performers, but both are diagnosed with autism.
When my son was, when we first got the diagnosis, okay, and they told us we would never have a conversation with him, okay. And once again, lemons. Okay, we don't know. But I'm actually a chiropractor and acupuncturist. And I started traveling and learning about different things that I could do to help my son. And then I developed an acupuncture protocol and started treating him at night using lasers, treating auricular points, and totally changed him. Now he's out here singing and performing and singing in college, and once again, life gives you lemon, make some lemonade.
Yes.
They, along with Carter Bonus, are part of the Stars of the Spectrum. It's an organization highlighting skilled individuals with an autism diagnosis. It was created by former NFL quarterback Doug Flutie, whose son also has autism. Carter's mental health therapy and love of golf helped give him the confidence to start his own line of golf apparel called Spectrum Golf. Carter is now Sports Illustrated Sports Kid of the Year and the UPS Unstoppable CEO of the Year.
If you were unfortunate to miss this event, you can still go to our website, healingartssfl.org. Click on the donate button and donate. We would hope to have you as a reoccurring donor. We'll be happy to collaborate with our community partners. So it's never too late. Reach out. My office, my doors are always open. And again, you can reach me at healingartssfl.org.
It was a packed house at the first annual GovCon Giants Summit in Miami. Small business owners, executives, and the curious pouring into the Intercontinental Hotel by the hundreds. All at the invitation of the CEO and founder Eric Coffey, who had one focus in mind: teaching people how to do business with the federal government.
One of the sayings that I have is that the government doesn't get the best people, they get the best people that come to them. And so many of the people in this room have never tried going to government contracts. Many of these people in the room are successful in their own right. They have the skills, they have capabilities, they have the talents, they have the gifts, but they don't know how to navigate the process. And so I wanted to help bridge that gap.
I want to make sure everybody knows just how important you are.
GovCon giants bringing in some of the top federal contractors in the country, all under one roof for this Contracting Connections Summit.
Small businesses should absolutely consider federal funding. There is a generational moment that is happening. With over $100 billion at the Department of Energy, your opportunity is right now. You could be engaging with dollars that for long term, your businesses could be around for 30, 40, 50 years, hopefully 100 years, using federal funding.
No matter what you sell, odds are the federal government buys it, and they're the world's single largest purchaser of goods and services. So if you're not contracting with the federal government, you're probably missing out on a very valuable business stream.
When you want to think of coming to these kinds of events, always consider that someone you might meet will change your business. And for us, that's always been the case. Every time we do one of these conferences, we attend, we participate, we network with people, and come to find out somebody has something that we can work with and grow. And that's what happened in our business 3 years ago. So we've known Eric for a while. He got us into the space, and it just continues to grow. The more we work with him, the more we network, and the more we meet people around this industry.
Eric Coffey launching this nonprofit after a commercial contract began to crumble.
If anyone knows, there's a headquarters for Cummins diesel power engines. They make engines that go inside buses and trucks and things like that. So I built that facility for Cummins. And the contractor they hired my company, because the year before that, I was a top 10 metal building supplier. I was actually number 5 in the country for Seco Building Systems. That was my first time not doing a federal contract. Okay, and so I won that commercial project. It was a private sector job, and I was so excited to win it. I was like early 30s, and when I won that project, the contractor just abused me. I mean, he beat me up, and really quickly he stopped paying me.
After taking on 2 jobs to pay his employees and finish the job, he did something unusual.
And so when I came out of that experience, I said, I want to change my philosophy. And I don't want to just work for money anymore. I want to put people first. And I want to work to help other people and then make money at the same time. The only way that I can fight these bad people, I can't fight them alone, is I can train up thousands of people. I can teach thousands of people, help them rise up so that we can take on these bad characters. I reached out to some friends. I won a contract in Kansas at McConnell Air Force Base for $400,000, and then I won another contract at Eglin Air Force Base for $5 million, and I was back on my feet. And so I decided, rather than travel the world, I would start a YouTube channel. And so I spent 18 months without any expectation of any money, just making content every single day.
GovCon Giants, we are a nonprofit organization, and what our mission is to bridge that gap, bridging the gap from small businesses to federal agencies. We are here to provide just education and training to all those entrepreneurs, small businesses that have ever wanted to enter or break into or even scale into the federal arena. And the way we do it is we started with a YouTube channel, simple channel that has grown from 1,000 people Christmas Day to 2017 to 35,000 subscribers. I was a kindergarten teacher before I started this journey. So that story motivates others that you don't have to have your own business. You don't have to be a small business already. You could do this from wherever you are. And that's where we get our member stories, that we go from not knowing this even exists to having millions of dollars in contract.
The GovCon Giants, anyone could do this approach, has led thousands into the world of federal contracting.
For me, I've been following Eric and Maria for about 2.5 years now. Within those 2.5 years, I didn't become a member, but like Eric always mentions, follow my content, do what you can with it, reverse engineer it, and luckily for me, I can be a test that I won my first contract with that information.
YouTube. I actually found Eric on YouTube, the GovCon. I've been following him about 2+ years now. I didn't expect to get what I've got out of it so far. I knew it was going to be good, but how friendly everybody's in and the wealth of knowledge that he's created and brought here has been amazing.
the network. I mean, this is an amazing network here. I am so excited to be here. I've met some incredible individuals. So I would say that people is one of the things I would take away. Secondly, the agencies, how open and willing they are to do business, and the fact that they're able to come here to Miami and sort of work within Eric's vision. And I'm just really, really taking away today that, listen, you can do business with the government as a small business. They do want to do business with you. And this GovCon Giants community is here. I recommend it highly for anyone that has not part of the community to join the community and also come to the next summit.
Those who could not attend, next year we want to see you here. It's going to be bigger, better, more phenomenal, much more to offer as far as speakers and opportunities to connect. So thank you for those who did come and spend their time, their money, their energy, and their efforts with us at this first inaugural summit.
We've been able to train thousands of people. We've been able to interview over 200 podcast guests. And we've been able to essentially take that pain that I had, that suffering that I went through, that I endured, and I was been able to harness that into energy to give to all of you out here. And to be able to give my content relentlessly and to know that no one's going to beat me, because my burning desire inside of me is greater than their monetary gains that they're looking for.
For more information on GovCon Giants, go to govcongiants.com. That's GOVCON Giants.com.
Sight to see. All this is his. We are back in St. Croix for the second time. We were here last year, and we decided to come back because the NRCS, National Resources Conservation Service, allowed us to do a second trip in St. Croix and then one in Puerto Rico. And this time we're at an orchard farm, even though he doesn't call it a farm. So he's showing us all the fruits that they have here. And so this initiative is more important than the first one because we have some of the folks who graduated from the first retreat who are now in this retreat as senior participants and helping to move those groups along so that they can build their businesses.
Anona has seeds around a central core. All Anona does. All Anona do. So this is the central core here, and you have seeds around a central core. This one is not fully ripe, but this is what the Anona. This is what most Anona looks like on the inside.
There's a little friend on your waist right there.
A little friend?
Grasshopper.
That's fine. That's fine.
Can I take a picture?
That's fine.
Oh wow.
It's not fully ripe, but it's good.
That's sweet.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Well, one of the things is Mr. Chichester is a fruit collector, and so he's gotten fruits on this property from all over the world, as well as what he mentioned this morning, the custard apple and pond apple, which is an actual native fruit. Not too many native fruits are here on the island, but he has a couple of them in his collection. There are so many fruits worldwide that can be grown here for fruit, for juice, for cooking, for export, a number of things. And these guys are going to be exposed to a number of stuff they've never heard about. And as we've just come in here, we haven't even gotten started yet, and there are a number of plants they're already hearing about. So it's just going to be amazing.
Banana and almond milk and some honey. The best drink in the whole world. It goes down very silky and nice. Okay. So this is black sapote. The fruit will get about this big. What happens when the fruit is ripe? It turns brown or almost black on the outside. It's not spoiled. It's still good. Very sweet fruit. I freeze it to make smoothies.
What else did you say? What was the rest of it he was writing down?
Banana.
If he's
ready
paying
to-
attention. Yeah, he's paying attention.
Banana?
I'm talking in his ear.
Okay, black sapote, almond milk, and some honey.
All right.
Beautiful drink.
So, what have you learned about just in the few minutes that we've been here on this orchard?
They have many different types of fruits with seeds on the outside that you could actually use, like mountain apples and what was the next one? Pineapples. Pineapple is one of them fruits, and I was like, what? I thought like strawberry or berries would be the type of answer, but no, he said different types. And I'm only seeing, since I only live on St. Croix, never got anyplace else, I've only seen these types, so really and truly hearing about different types of fruits are very, very cool.
You see these cages? These trees were supposed to be as tall as the trees down in the end. And they just destroyed them, so I had to I removed the cage, I had to replace the cage to try to protect them. But as the trees grow, I mean, you have to remove the cage sometimes.
So, what is your biggest takeaway today?
That there are many fruits, and these fruits have like lines of families, and deer they eat them too.
The primary challenge for us here, as I said again, is there. Second challenge, may not be the challenge for you guys on the mainland, is supplies. Irrigation supplies, fertilizer, pesticide and stuff, everything we have to bring in here. The cost is outrageous because you have shipping, you have the cost of the product, plus shipping, plus when you need the product, it may not be available because it takes time to get here.
Once you produce fruit or anything, you should have a market already established. And a number of times, some of our clients will be producing material that they can't sell. We don't deal with production and marketing directly, but we help them increase their production. But the goal is to make money off of what they grow. And so marketing and actually developing a business mindset to process, to sell, to harvest, to export your fruit is something that they can be thinking about for businesses.
All these trees that you've seen, I propagate. I propagate from seed and then I graft. Others now might have to pay $60, $65, up to $100 for one tree. I don't have to do that because I could propagate my own. So that's not a challenge for me. But for many farmers, the cost of these trees, and there are very few places that would sell trees to individuals. And those trees they bring in from the mainland, from Florida primarily, and the price is outrageously high. Now, most folks will have to, like I said, will have to buy a tree. I don't have to buy a tree because I could take a piece from a desired tree with desired characteristics and I could graft it on here. You guys know about grafting? Mm-hmm. Grafting is a process where you take a piece from one tree and insert it into another and the two joints and give you that particular tree. So this one was not very nice, so she had to go. In the next week or two, I will be putting more desired varieties on here. I've been marketing my stuff in a roadside market out in Southgate. We go there every Saturday from about 9 to 12. Everything that we have in that Southgate market is locally grown. Nothing is imported, and they like that. So I get a very good price for my commodities,
Oh, let me ask you this. So do you target the cruise ships or tourist organizations with your marketing?
But in the future though, I'm hoping to do what you guys are doing here, what you guys are getting for free now. I'm hoping to charge for it in the future. Yeah.
People want to see.
People want to see stuff. And I also got some bees here, and I want to do some of that too. But
well, what about a marketing person like somebody in the room here? Might be a marketing expert for you.
Marketing agent. I don't pay much though, but I pay in fruits. I pay in a lot of fruits. Oh yes, I tell you what, I take that back. I pay a lot, but in fruits. Okay.
But that's the challenge that they have, is that if you're going to open a marketing company, how are you going to get paid?
Yes.
If you're going to market for Earl, how are you going to get paid? That's what you have to come up with. How are you going to solve that issue?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you barter. You give you fruits, you give them that service, you sell the fruits.
And you sell the fruits.
And your revenue has to come from somewhere.
Right. And I tell you what, and more than likely, you sell the fruit, you will sell the fruit for more than what I give you for. I give you fruits, and I might give you fruits of what, $3. You might get $10 for the fruit. Right. Yeah, and you're making more than I made. Mm-hmm.
But that could be the shared profit.
Yes. Yes.
I'm giving you fruit to sell.
Yes.
Now we share the profit.
Yes. So I paid you in fruit, and then you do whatever you want with the fruit. So you'll make a significant amount.
3, 2, 1.
Eco-Greg.
James Hams, how you doing? Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
This family is actually one of the people that developed the Centerpole breed of cattle, which is what you're going to hear a lot about. The Centerpole is a breed of cattle that was developed right here on St. Croix. Okay. And he's going to talk to you about his business operation and the cattle industry. Mr. Hans Lewis.
Good morning, everybody. We had a herd of cattle, and from that we developed a breed that was actually started in St. Croix with cattle that came here from Senegal, West Africa in about 1860. That we call Senegalese. We didn't know the real name. And then one of our dairy farmers here in about 1915 started crossing those cattle with a breed from England called Red Pole. And that breed has no horns, all red in color, good milk production. But the breed from Senegal, West Africa had the heat tolerance for our environment. And by crossing those two breeds, a man by the name of Bromley Neltrop on the East Center Island across on the Buccaneer Hotel had a dairy farm there. I'm talking about 100 years ago. But he kept crossing for the heat tolerance of the African breed and the red color and the fullness of the red pole and the milk production. So he had good milk for his customers. And after doing that for 30 years, he had developed a breed of cattle, all were similar, all were red, all had no horns, and so on. And our ranch, Island Farms, bought that herd in 1949. And now our breed is popular in over 20 countries, from Vietnam to Australia to Africa to Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Guatemala, all started here in St. Croix.
Surround yourself with confident people. So, when you talk about Business 101, talks about building relationships. Well, building relationships is also, yes, with your customer base and with your vendors, but it's about having a network of people that you can count on. And that means like the guy who's going to fix your AC, the plumber, the electrician, the generator guy. I mean, it's a long list, and you need to be able to access them because you're going to have crises. And so, learn about crisis management. And crises can be a hurricane, it can be somebody coming and pulling this out and breaking the glass and breaking into your place at 2 in the morning. It could be about somebody breaking that whole building in there to break into the office. It can be about all that kind of stuff. Those are your major crises that you need to start to figure out. But the other thing is, you get in here in the morning and the pump's not working. Something else is not working. And so you need to have that network of people that in crisis management, you can have them on speed dial to get it fixed quickly. Because if your place can't operate, it doesn't matter about your customer base, Are you guys on WAMPA? Are we on WAMPA? We are.
Yeah. So, like you said, how they can take the current out whenever they want. How do you keep
We have a large
light on?
generator.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a large generator. And that's another reason that, when you get in there in the morning and it's not on, you call your generator guy. I mean, have his number and to make sure that relationship is so that he'll come to you first before everybody else.
Yeah.
Because everybody else's power is out too, and maybe half of them, their generator's not coming on.
You guys first start showing your business off? How did you start?
Marketing. Yeah, I mean, our biggest thing is word of mouth. I mean, I have found that I can advertise some and I can do some stuff, but it's word of mouth. I do post some stuff on Facebook. I do some stuff, but not a lot.
Anyone on your team for social marketing?
I am it. I do that. I do the accounting. I do the managing. I do the buying. I do all that stuff.
Opportunity, right?
Yeah, you don't want any help doing that?
It's very possible. Arlene Ace, who works with us, she's always the one who gets pulled in when he or I needs something. But yeah, love to have your name and number and. Yep.
That's the business. That's the business you come up with, right? We give a proposal.
All right. So today, when we went out to different places, went to 2 different farms, and at the Hanley farm,
I was able to learn something new about Hans Lowetz. His father wrote this book. I purchased the book to learn the history of the Hanoi farm. I knew a brief history of it, however, get more detail and learn. You always try to learn more as you go along. So whenever I go to the different tour sites, the Wind Plantation Museum, Cruiser Rum, I try to sit in on the tour so I can learn more, and then of course makes me a better tour guide in distributing the information about the island of St. Croix. Give me his own personal autograph from his dad and tell me the different countries that they wear. The Sinapole cattle, which originally came from St. Croix, is now in different countries.